Right, I apologise. I know you can't quite see me properly. I'm being cut off, but I've got nowhere else to balance the phone, and I'm not holding it. I'm too tired. Um, so we got up this morning, and we'd been told yesterday to ring the mechanic. We were given his number, but told that he would only. He always starts work at 9. So we had a bit of a lie-in, but that was needed after yesterday. We were just done. And then we rang him. He turned up about an hour later, and he said that it would be back by between 11 and 12. He'd have repaired it. Can't speak again. Repaired it and brought it back to us by then. So we checked out of our hotel because we had to check out by 11. We checked out and thought, do you know what, we can just sit in the lobby with our stuff and have a read and that, and use the Wi-Fi until he comes back with the rickshaw. And then he didn't come back. So we gave him till 1 o'clock. And at 1 o'clock I got one of the hotel staff to ring him, and he said 1 hour. It'll be there within 1 hour. So we waited more, and at 2 o'clock it still wasn't there. So they rang him again for me, and he said half an hour. And then he didn't come back again. So then I think it was like 3:30, 4:45ish. I asked them to ring him again, because I was just thinking, we're not getting this back. We're going to have to pay for an entire new rickshaw because I'm convinced they've stolen it. They rang him again and he didn't answer his phone, which just made me worry even more. Anyway, he finally turned up at 4:45 with it. He said everything was perfect, and I explained about a couple of problems and said, are they all fixed? He said, yeah. I said, is it great for a long drive? Yeah, of course it is. So we loaded it all up, and then we got about 6 kilometres down the road and broke down again. So I rang him and he didn't answer his phone. Now, he showed me the parts that he'd replaced, and they did look shiny and new, and he explained what he'd done and things like, he's cleaned the carburettor and changed the thread inside the cylinder head and all this stuff that I don't even really know what it means. But we brought down again. So just as we brought down, it started absolutely hammering it down, because obviously it would. I mean, it's sod law. So I googled, well, on YouTube kind of thing, like how to fix the issues when it just cuts out when you idle. That's the issue. So when you idle, it doesn't tick over, it just cuts out completely. So if you're not revving it constantly, like even when you sat in traffic, which was what had been the issue there, we'd stopped at red lights in traffic, you have to rev it constantly, otherwise it just stops, and then once it stops, you need a mechanic to fix it, usually. Anyway, I did some tinkering, followed the YouTube videos whilst my dad was sat in the back chilling out. The mechanic was sat in the back. I got drenched, and then I managed to get it started. We set off again, and I was like, we just can't stop. Like, we can't keep doing this. We just can't stop. So I drove for about 5 hours, I think, non-stop. Even when we were stuck in traffic, even when we was at red lights, I had to just sit revving it the whole time, so I couldn't take my hand off and holding the clutch and everything, which I'm sure is going to cause other problems. So I couldn't even get a drink properly. I couldn't eat. We couldn't even stop. Well, couldn't really stop for the toilet because it would have just cut out. Nothing. It was just an absolute nightmare. And then it goes dark at like 6:30. So I was night driving basically for about 4 hours. And let me tell you, that is a very scary experience, night driving. If you think the traffic in India is chaos during the day, imagine it at night when there's no street lights. You can't see any. In fact, most roads don't even have road markings, but you can't even see the edges of the road where it just drops into random land. People don't seem to own headlights because they just drive around in the dark without them on. Buses like to just stop at random. There's no such thing as a bus stop. They just stop wherever they see somebody stood, but they also don't use the indicators, and there's no brake lights. So you're just driving along behind a bus, and next thing it stops, and you've got to either slam on or swerve around it. That happened once, where I had to just swerve around it. Normally I've managed to stop, but I just didn't this time. And I had to swerve around it, and we ended up, we were doing some like off-roading basically. I was on just this random construction site at the side of the road. It's all just dirt. And I was just fucking driving along in the dark on this dirt. And I'm kept looking back at the road, but there's like a big, like a I don't even know how to explain it. Like the road is sat higher than the ground we was on. And I kept thinking there's got to be somewhere where it goes a bit flatter and I can get back on. And there wasn't. And we was getting to like the end of this land and there was fences and I'm thinking, oh my God, shit. So I just had to like sort of swing it round a bit and then rev the arse off it and go flying, literally, up this bump onto the main road. And honestly, the rickshaw was like that at one point. It was going to go, definitely going to go, and I managed, I don't even know how, because I'm not even a good driver, but I managed to get it going, and we just carried on down the main road then, and I'm sure people who were watching or driving other vehicles were like, what the hell are they doing? They must know that we're British because we've got the Union Jack on our tuk-tuk, and also it's painted in custom colours and none of those are. So yeah, so we did a bit of off-roading. Just a note for anybody, rickshaws do not like off-roading really. And then that was it. I was like, we can't stop. The blisters from yesterday that are on, like, I'm not going to show you because they're minging, but I've got them here, you know, from holding the handlebars and changing gears and stuff. They popped earlier, not long into driving, and yeah, a bit later my hand was just a bloody mess. Like they were just rubbed raw and bleeding, and then we broke down we didn't break down, it was the one where they said we had to do like run out of fuel, and then we could see how far we'd done on a full tank. So we stopped, ran out of fuel. We had to fuel up in the dark, in the pitch black at the side of the road where they're all driving like insane people. And I managed to get a load of dirt and oil and petrol in the blisters, and let me tell you, that is not nice. That absolutely killed me. So we finally, no, we didn't. We broke down one more time after that. I couldn't wait any longer for the toilet. I felt sick. I physically felt sick. Because I needed a wee that bad. We've been driving for hours and I was bursting for hours. So the only places, really public places we can go for a wee is petrol stations. So we went in a petrol station whilst Dad filled up the what they called, the gas can things. Again, I went to the toilet. Lovely experience. Come back and the rickshaw just wouldn't start. Again, we were back to not starting because we'd stopped. Luckily there was a mechanic there who got it going for us, didn't charge us anything. He was lovely, he got it going, and I was like, right, you keep revving that while I look on booking.com for a local hotel. So I just found this one, and my only criteria was Wi-Fi, aircon, and that was it. I didn't care. And also near to that main highway, because we seem to be travelling on that all for the next couple of days. So I didn't, like I said, I didn't want to come too far away. So that was it really, and that's how we ended up here. We got here about 10, yeah, just after 10-ish, maybe later. And then we just checked in. I went to the local shop, bought a load of water because I think I've got heat stroke from the last 2 days. And then, yeah, I'm going to bed. I've had enough. Okay, tonight's hotel. I forgot to mention yesterday that the hotels are being paid for by my lovely friend Jane and her business. It depends whether all of them will be, depending on how much we spend, but so far they are. This is a whopping £14 per night, each room. To be honest, yeah, you can see this is not the greatest place. However, it's got a bed, that's the main thing. Then it's got a shower, and it's got free Wi-Fi and aircon. That was literally all I needed. I don't care if it's minging. At least I know how to turn lights on and off. Speaking of, bathroom, Does it have a telephone? Does it? It doesn't. But yeah, it's a bit rough. Oh God. Oh. Whew. I thought that was the shower. And I was like, wait, no, that's for washing your bum. Shower. Yeah. Fuck. That's a big step. We've had to bring the fuel in. They had nowhere for us to keep it safe overnight, and you can't leave it in the tuk-tuk just in case. So now my room just stinks of petrol. So yeah, it's absolutely minging. Bit of mould and stuff going on there. Oh, there's the telephone. But yeah, so right, I'm going to bed. We need to set off at like 6:30 in the morning. As long as the stupid bloody rickshaw will start in the morning, we need to be setting off early. We've got a long way to go. Tonight where we're staying, the city, not the hotel, the city is the place we should have been staying last night. So we have effectively just lost an entire day of driving. So we are way behind on our route, way behind. And even just to catch up, we'd have to do 14-15 hours of driving tomorrow, which isn't possible. Especially because a certain person still has not driven even 1 kilometre of that tuk-tuk. And I just can't drive that far. It's just not possible. So I don't know what we're going to do. We're just going to have to do a bit extra each day until we catch up. But yeah, so anyway, that was how... Oh Christ, are we only on day 2? That's day 2. That was day 2, I think. Yeah. God. Right, day 2. We are in Cano. And we've got a long way to go. We've done roughly 200 miles out of over 3,000. Awesome. So yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.